at it, it became an issue. And that's a problem. It's a problem because here's someone who has played the game, played the position, been in the position where they drafted another guy, and still understood I had to compete. And so, do I need to apologize for anything? Absolutely not.
Well, all right, Donovan McNabb not backing down today on WIP when talking about Carson Wentz as we welcome you to Quick Slants. It's presented by Nissan. I'm Derek Gunn, and look who's back from his month-long vacation. Barrett Brooks. The last time you were here, it was snowing. Today, it's in the high 70s.
Come on,
I'm just throwing it out there.
Are you kidding me, man? And then when I come back, all this nonsense goes on, man. 5 goes on the record, I'm saying something, man. Then I come home to you, badgering about me being gone. I was only gone for 4 days.
4 weeks.
Now it's 4 weeks.
I'm just saying, man.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, let's start with Carson Wentz. First, it was an article earlier this offseason questioning his leadership. Then over the weekend, McNabb gave his assessment of the Wentz situation based on his health and durability. All right, Barrett, is this Bird's current quarterback situation for Mr. Wentz poisoning him to have a monster year with all this extra motivation?
Well, you know what? He didn't need the motivation, but it is poisoning him to have a really good season next year. Look at all the adversity he's been through in the past 2 years. He's finally going to probably go, now I was going to say finally, but I'll say probably going into this season a lot healthier than he has the last 2 years. Understanding he has to approach this in a more healthier mindset, not just being the football player and the quarterback of this team, but understand he has relationships that he has to make sure that he galvanizes. I mean, he can go out there and throw for 5,000 yards. He could hit, 10 different targets and have the best game of his life. But I think more so the fact that Foles isn't there will probably be the biggest contributor of him being and going out there and being a franchise quarterback we were looking to see him be. I really think that aggressive nature that he had really kind of conflict, not in the relationship that him and Foles have, but really conflict as far as what he was bringing to the table throughout the season. He needed, not really the burn or the heat to keep him from, going out there and trying to do too much. Mm-hmm. But it was always in the back of his mind, man, I got a guy on the back side who can go out there and play just as good as I can play, mm-hmm. who won a Super Bowl, who's done this, who's done that. And since Foles is gone now, it kind of levels out the playing field a little bit and gives him a little sense of, all right, I'm cool now that he's gone. I can step into this position. I'm going into more healthier this year. And also, I know how to really go out and adjust to how I need to speak to my teammates, how I need to relate to my teammates, how I need to go out there and motivate players.
Just as important, they have a pair of second-rounders on day 2 of the draft. So, Barrett, if you will, give us, we're going to talk about their 2 second-round picks, and give me your first choice, if you will, with the second round for the Eagles.
Well, number one, in the first round, of course, I wanted that impact linebacker. I wanted them to go out and get Devin Bush. But that's not going to happen. We all know the Eagles, they're going to draft in the trenches, whether it be defensive or offensive line. I understand it. Okay, you beat me up. You won finally. So in the second round, I'm going to still go out there and get my impact linebacker. Mack Wilson, linebacker out of Alabama. Yeah. The guy runs back, sideline to sideline just as good as any linebacker in the league. Huge upside, sheds block well, great coverage skills, closes on the ball very fast. He has a high football acumen. He just needs to be more stable. Like I said, this guy can go out there and really be that impact guy in the middle, and we'll get him in the second round as opposed to the first round. He'll be the guy that I would love to pick up. And, coming from Bama, they put out some pretty good linebackers the last couple of years.
Well, for me, with that first pick in the second round, I want them to enhance their offensive weapons. So with that said, if Miles Sanders is still on the board, you cannot pass up on Miles Sanders out of Penn State. You can't pass up on him. I understand you added Jordan Howard. You have Corey Clement coming back. You have Wendell Smallwood. You have Josh Adams. But this kid right here is a game changer.
Yeah, he is.
There's no question about it. He's game changer. The way he darts and dashes behind the offensive line, very patient runner, very mature for a young runner in terms of letting his offensive line. Look at those legs churning. How many backs you see churning legs like that, man, to keep going?
I haven't seen him many times when he's gotten knocked back. He's always falling forward, man.
And the thing is, when he gets to that second level, you're not going to catch him from behind. He's not the fastest guy out there, but he knows how to utilize all the skills. And just as importantly, he's not a finished blocker, but he's a much better blocker right now than a lot of backs coming out of college who have to be taught from square one how to block at the pro level. He's already a pretty good blocker as well right now.
No question. He understands.
Miles Sanders, remember that.
Football knowledge, he has all of it.
Yeah.
He can block. He can run. I do like him to go in the second round.
All right.
But I need a linebacker first. But then at that second pick, I'm going to go with a defensive lineman.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to go with a guy that, going out of Miami, Gerald Willis the third.
The third.
6'2", 290 pounds. He can play a legit one technique in this defense. He's a one gapper. He jumps up the field so fast. Look at that. Look at that explosiveness. He's one of those one gappers, and that's a defense that the Eagles run. They can get up the field, create havoc, and run through blockers. That's what you want. He's a game changer. He mixes it up in there. He also understands that he has great balance. His hips, he can push his hips through. He gets rooted in there, so you can't just drive him off the ball. And he's quick. I mean, he'd be the perfect guy to complement Fletcher Cox in that defense. At the one technique, he's that explosive. He can get up the field, that one gap penetrator. I would love to get this kid here in the second round as opposed to the first round.
Now, I agree with you. The Eagles do need to address the linebacking situation. And I'm going to pick a linebacker right now. I think it'd be a really good fit for the Philadelphia Eagles. I like this young guy named Germaine Pratt, linebacker out of NC State.
Whoa!
Checking in at 6'2", 240 pounds. At the combine, he ran a 4.57 40.
Yes, sir.
4.57 40 for a 240-pound man. The thing is, he's a thumper, Bear. He's a thumper. Now, the first 2 years of college, he played safety, played free safety. So he's a converted safety to a linebacker, which means not only can he step up and blow up running plays, and he's stout of the line of scrimmage, but he can also step back and cover tight ends coming across the middle as well. He has the instinct of a secondary guy, but the mentality of one of those front seven guys. He can be flat. Look at that speed. Look, B. Brook. Look at him turning on, baby.
I'm loving
Look
that,
at this. Oh, he got a little move too. What?
That's just a kid that got in the weight room and went to training table every day and is taking that safety skill into the linebacker position.
You see the hands?
He done.
You know,
he finally started listening to me, man.
No, you listening to me now. You know what he reminds me of?
What's that?
This guy we used to have named Jordan Hicks.
Oh, okay.
Think about it. Good hands, lateral pursuit, excellent lateral pursuit, pretty smart. Now, again, he's still learning the linebacking position. He's only played it a couple of years, but he's got a secondary mentality with that linebacker nastiness to him.
You know, it sounds a lot like a guy I played with.
Don't
Willie
say
T.
Willie T.
William Thomas, converted safety.
Man.
A guy can come in and play in that box, cover skills. In fact, he used to say he's the best cover man on the team, and he was the linebacker position then. So, you know, to have a compliment like that, this kid is pretty good. I watched a little film on him, but I do like Wilson better.
All right. Now, the Eagles could add to their D-line early and often during the draft, which could potentially spell the end of Chris Long's tenure with the Philadelphia Eagles. Long is under contract, but he is yet to commit to playing next season. Now, he told USA Today, in March, I really wanted to play. Now, I don't know. I'm pretty undecided. But from the looks of things, they're going to make it hard for me in my favorite city. Barrett, does this sound like the guy who's coming back for the Birds next season?
Man, it sounds like that can go many ways in the way he stated that. I mean, it could come to a point where, all right, he's saying that, all right, my teammates are going to make it hard for me to play because I feel as though those guys want me to be in the game with them. But I can also look at it from this vantage point. All right, they're going to give me enough money. They're going to make it hard on me. So if they give me more money, that means I'm going to have to stay, and that's going to make it hard on me. Or last thing would be like, all right, then they're not giving me enough money. So they're making it hard on me to stay. I mean, that could be really, you know.
But he's always said it's not about money, though.
I understand that, man, but it's always about the money.
You think so?
It's always
about playing time for him. See, he's made his money. He's made roughly $95 million in his career.
That's right. He was the second pick in the draft.
Yes. The man gave up a whole $1 million to charity, which we all applaud him for doing, right?
I heard you were doing that this year.
I ain't never made $1 million my whole life.
Right.
All right. But, you know, you're at a point, he's 34 years old, okay? He's got 2 Super Bowl rings. He has 2 small kids now, ages 3 and like 5 months. Barrett, I'm going to tell you this, but when you start thinking about retiring, mentally, it gets harder and harder each day you start thinking about getting away from the game to get back into the game. Because now it's that mental struggle of, do I really want to work out in the off season?
Right.
Do I really want to sit there and watch film every day? Do I really want to be out there in the hot sun? Do I want to hear coaches yelling at me? Do I really want to have to take an ice bath every other day?
Right.
Do I want to pay to have to take massages to work out all of these bumps and bruises every week? Do I really mentally want to go through that? I've got 2 Super Bowl rings. I've done it all. I've made the money. I've had the fame. I've got the hardware. I've got a family. I want to watch my family grow and move on to something else in life. So it's a mental war with him right now in terms of physically and mentally, does he still want to attack the game the way he did during the course of his career?
I think the biggest thing he's going to evaluate that when he was on the field the last 2 years, at times he was the best defensive player on the field.
Absolutely.
On both sides of the ball. And I think that's going to bring him back because he's so good still that he can come here and still make a difference.
I think that'll be determined by what the Eagles do in the upcoming draft in a couple of days. All right, coming up, we continue our draft profiles as Barrett breaks down a guy in the trenches at his alma mater. We're going to profile Kansas State's own Dalton Reisner. Also, Russell Wilson is now the highest paid player in football. So how is he paying back the men who protect him? Barrett's getting a little jealous. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Quick Slants.
2019 NFL Draft Preview is coming your way Thursday, streaming live on the My Teams app. We will go coast to coast with our NFL insiders and answer your questions live. The 2019 NFL Draft Preview live on My Teams this Thursday at 3 p.m. Old stomping grounds, Kansas State. We take a look at offensive lineman Dalton Reisner. He is a huge specimen, 6'5", 312 pounds. He was a 4-year starter at K-State, playing both center and right tackle, and earned all-conference first-team honors 3 consecutive years. All right, Barrett. Is this guy truly worthy of a first-round pick, especially at 25, when you consider I haven't seen him on anybody's mock draft boards in the first-round period?
First of all, he's from Kansas State, as you already said. But the big thing about him, I love a nasty player, a guy that can go out there and finish every play, put his hands on people, impose his will. That's exactly what he does. Reminds me a lot of a guy that wears number 69. John.
Oh,
Big John,
Big John Runyon.
Big John Runyon's the guy that went out there and was a physical talent, and that's exactly what this kid is.
Okay, all right, let's see. Break it down, man. Break him down.
So watch this. I'm talking about hand placement. I'm talking about going up and swatting guys like they're flies. Watch this guy's hands. Watch his streak in him. He's mean. He's pushing guys around. Oh, watch this finish. Sit down, son. Oh, sit down. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we do at K-State. That's what we do at K-State. That's what I'm talking about. And watch it. You know, hey, can I get some syrup, please? Because watch this guy pancake him. He's pancaking this guy.
Didn't.
Watch this finish. You want the effort like that? Give me some pancake.
Ooh,
yes,
man.
that's a pancake right there. Then we want to reestablish the line of scrimmage. This is what we're going for a first down. We're trying to get a first down. This is Montez Sweat. Watch him drive him, stabilize him, stop him, and watch the running back run. That's what you want from a player. Stop him, the best player on the defense, stop him. Then let's stop and reestablish the offensive line of scrimmage. Let's move the LOS. I'm going to take my guy, and I'm going to make sure that I drive him down the field and make him a first down. Just follow him. Take him to the first down. He's going to lead you all the way for a first down. But he also has some great feet. So had some great feet also. Watch the great feet he had. Watch him switch out the stunt. First of all, he stops the penetrator.
Yeah.
His defensive end is the penetrator. Watch him come through, stops him, holds him off with one hand. Then he has the feet to come on out and pass block and mirror the guy that comes around. That's what you want. Loving that. Loving that. He can play right now. And if all else fails, I'll go score myself. Watch him on a little tackle screen. Goes in for a touchdown. K-State's finest, baby. That's what I'm talking about. But other than that, he's a guy that can come in and really play right now for Kansas State, either at guard. He might be able to play tackle, but he's rejected to play guard. He can play both positions. And we know how the Eagles love guys that are versatile and play a lot of different positions on the line. He was a freshman All-American. A freshman All-American when he played center his freshman year.
All right, so because of his versatility playing center and right tackle, how does that figure into the Eagles' thinking in terms of looking at an offensive lineman?
They love the physicality of how he plays. They also understand he can go out there and impose his will on people, use his hand, dominate players. They love that mean streak. But at the end of the day, you want a guy that can come in and play instantly. he can come and play instantly, go in, play switch tackles, play both guards, and play at center.
This is the most
at a high level.
This is the most excited I've seen you talk about any player since we've been doing these draft profiles. I wonder why.
Oh, you don't have to wonder why. Kansas State's finest. That's what I'm talking about. You want a winner? No,
oh my goodness.
But just to really break him down, he has a mean streak in him.
Yeah.
He's going to finish plays. He's a great technician. He knows how to use his hands. He's violent with his hands. That's all you want from an offensive lineman. You want him to go out there, oppose his will on defenders. This kid will do it.
All right, time to step aside. One final time of the show. The Giants are hoping trading Odell Beckham will be addition by subtraction, but OBJ says, hey, not so fast. We'll play a little game we call Take Your Pick as we wrap up this edition of Quick Slants in just a moment.